It probably comes as no surprise that prejudice and hate continue to exist in society, and both can be found on college campuses across the country. In the face of overwhelming realities like racism, it is easy to feel helpless, like there's nothing you can do, or like your voice doesn't matter. Fortunately, that's not true, and there are ways to take a stand against prejudice and hate. All campuses have policies against all forms of prejudice and discriminatory behaviors, but it is not enough for only college administrators to fight prejudice and hate. This is a responsibility for all good citizens who believe in the shared American value of equality for all people. Let's talk about 5 simple steps that will help you feel more powerful against harsh realities like racism on campus. First, we need to acknowledge that it truly does matter. Prejudice behavior is a threat to everyone, not just the group that is targeted in a particular encounter. The victims of prejudice behavior are not the ones responsible for stopping it. The responsibility rests on all of our shoulders. Secondly, proper communication is key. Calling out prejudice behavior and talking about its ramifications is crucial to addressing racism on campus. Share your personal views and feelings about racism and hatred, and tell your peers what you have observed supporting such prejudice on campus. Clearly expressing displeasure or disgust at discriminatory behavior, even at an off-color joke, is a great way to get a conversation moving in a productive direction. Also, don't be afraid to report something you see. Addressing prejudice or hateful behavior is a responsibility we all must shoulder if we want to enact change. So, if you see someone engaging in discriminatory or inflammatory behavior, it is 100% on you to call it out. Doing so doesn't necessarily mean personally confronting the offender. An anonymous call to campus authorities or the police department in your town or city can go a long way. The 4th principle is to lend your support to your fellow students. There are plenty of student groups organized on college campuses around the country that endeavor every day to address social problems like racism. Lend these groups of students your support however you feel able, whether attending one of their sponsored events, writing a letter in their support, or volunteering in their office. There are always loads of opportunities to support those on campus who are making every effort to enact positive social change. And lastly, be sure to celebrate diversity in your community. Earlier videos taught you about diversity and gave you some tips for how to embrace and promote it. Reach out to student groups on campus that celebrate diversity and speak out against prejudice and hate. Remember, there are strength in numbers, so finding like-minded peers who believe in diversity is a key step. Many forms of prejudice or discrimination are illegal and against college policies. In the event that you do suffer an event motivated by prejudice against your race, ethnicity, gender, age, sexual orientation, religion, or any other aspect of who you are as a person, you must act. Ignoring a problem never makes it go away. Appropriate action involves immediately reporting what you experienced to campus authorities so that your community can be made aware and start working to right the wrong.